north of Salt Lake. I'm headed up to Idaho and Oregon today. Starting off a 4-day road trip. Going to be going through Idaho, Oregon, Washington, back through Idaho, and into Montana. Going to be going to Glacier National Park, then back down to Utah in a few days. So I've been looking forward to this trip for a while, and we got about 24 miles until crossing into Idaho. So a little bit of rain today, just drove through a little bit, and I'll be driving through some more rain the closer we get to Twin Falls. Also, I'm in a rental car right now. I didn't want to put this many miles on my Subaru. I'm having a couple exhaust issues with it. But yeah, this trip is going to be 1,900 miles round trip, and so didn't want to do that to my Subaru. Alright, I will start filming again when we roll into Idaho. I'm going to be passing through Boise and then into Baker City. That's where I'll be spending the first night. So stay tuned. I'm going to be going right by the Snake River and going to be driving along a few roads that go along the Snake River. So here we go. Passing through the farmland here in extreme northern Utah. It's always pretty. This part of the state isn't very mountainous, but I still think it's pretty. And southern Idaho is pretty flat like this. But once we get up into northern Idaho in a couple days, it's going to get really pretty. Almost to the Idaho state line. Alright, we're coming into the small town of Snowville, Utah. And from here we're about 10 miles from the Idaho state line. Got another hour or so until I hit the rain up near Burley. Alright, we'll be crossing the state line in just a minute. Alright, Idaho state line. It's been almost 2 years since I've been to Idaho. So, got about an hour until we hit Burley, and 2.5 hours to Boise from here. It's going to be pretty much flat like this all the way to Boise, pretty much. So if I see anything interesting along the way, I'll start filming again. But I'm just going to be passing through some farmland here in a little while. Alright, just as I was saying, I have hit the rain in Burley. So we're between Burley and Twin Falls right now. Just about 150 miles away from Boise. And also got some construction going on, so two-way traffic on Interstate 84. Alright, I'm about 80 miles away from Boise now. You can see all the windmills. They just go on for miles and miles and miles. Alright, I'm just outside of Boise in Mountain Home. I would film a video outside, but there's a 55-mile-an-hour wind outside. There's the highway over there. But I'm getting great gas mileage. There's been that 55-mile-an-hour wind at my back all the way up here from Twin Falls, basically. So yeah, just kind of cruising along. About to hit Boise, and then we'll hit the Snake River. We'll see the real sights. Alright, we're coming into Boise. Should be able to see downtown in a second. like this city's growing so fast that they're having some traffic issues. But, yep. Just saw that guy get cut off. Alright, so once we make it through Boise here, we're going to take a state highway that goes along the Snake River, so get ready for that. Alright, I'm now off the freeway and just driving through some farmlands here in Fruitland, Idaho, and the Oregon state line is only about 4 miles in that direction, and for the next 2 hours we're going to be paralleling Oregon all the way up the Snake River. So here comes some actual scenic views now after driving for 6 hours. So here we go. Alright, we're passing through Midvale, Idaho. Very small town. Probably not even 1,000 people here. The town. Getting a little bit closer to Cambridge, which is where we're going to turn off of this road and go down an even smaller state highway more towards Oregon. Not sure what that river is right there. I know it's not the Snake River. Alright, we're now in Cambridge, Idaho. This is where we turn off. Another small town. A little bit bigger than Midvale though. Alright, I'll turn you back on when we're out of town. Alright, we're leaving Cambridge, headed down to the Snake River. Sorry, I had to read that sign. I never thought I'd see this before. Look at all the Mormon crickets on the road. Oh my gosh. Those things are nasty looking. I actually don't know if those are Mormon crickets or not, but they sure look like it. They're just all over. Wow. So I just pulled into this pullout to get a closer look, and they are, in fact, Mormon crickets. They're just all over the place. I don't think my phone's picking this up, but I'm trying to slow down. The amount of crickets on the road, it's nothing like the pictures that came out of Elko, Nevada, but still, like, this is a lot. I hope you guys can see it. Most of these are already dead. Getting run over, but yeah, pretty crazy. I've never seen anything like this. Wonder how bad it's going to be closer we get to the Snake River. Only one way to find out. Alright, we hit a little bit of forest here. Last too long. It's really pretty though. And now that we're not next to that stream, the crickets aren't on the road anymore. So that's why I have a feeling there'll be a lot more when we get closer to the Snake River. beautiful road though. Glad I decided to take the scenic route rather than stay on the interstate. Alright, I'll turn you back on when we get to the Snake River. Alright, we have made it to the Snake River. That road up there looks interesting, but that's probably private property. It's really beautiful. We'll be right alongside it here in just a second. It's really beautiful. The other side of the river, that's all Oregon right there, and I'm standing in Idaho. That's pretty cool. Looks like there's a dock right there, but the water is too low, so it's kind of just sitting there. It's a really nice park here in this rest area, right along State Route 71 here in Idaho. There's a campground just on the other side right there. Got some barbecues and stuff. And yeah, really cool stuff here. We'll be crossing into Oregon here shortly. And there's the dam. We're about to hit the bridge that takes you into Oregon. Alright, and here's the bridge we're going over to go into Oregon. And welcome to Oregon. There's the welcome to Oregon sign. Speed bump? Really? That blows my mind. This must be a town. Alright, so we're now in Oregon, looking across the river towards Idaho. got about an hour before I hit Baker City, and this road still continues to be scenic even after we leave the Snake River. So more to come. Stay tuned. Alright, we're coming down the hill into the town of Oxbow, Oregon. "70 miles to Baker City." Alright, let's get on the road. We're now in the Pacific time zone. Alright, this is the town of Halfway, Oregon. Probably 5 times as many cows as people, probably more than that. The town center is straight ahead. There's a motel and a small little gas station. And we continue on to Baker City. 54 miles. Alright, we're overlooking the town of Halfway. And we have the mountains in the distance. And this is looking west, or sorry, this is looking east towards Idaho, where I just was. Really beautiful out here. This is called the Hells Canyon Scenic Byway. I didn't know that until I saw the sign. Alright, about 50 more miles until Baker City. I can get some sleep because I am tired. Now we're coming down into the town of Richland, Oregon. All these towns I've gone through in the last couple hours, can't be more than 1,000 people in each of them. Downtown Richland. This looks more like an actual town than anything else I've gone through in the last couple hours. Talk about an old Western feel. And that was Richland. So this is a little pull-out along the route, and it talks about how this whole mountain came down here in a landslide. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know much more about it, but I did see it on Google Maps. The signs are all destroyed, so I can't really see the history, but I would imagine it blocked this creek at one point, because that whole mountain basically just came down. I don't know how long ago it was. Nothing. Oh, you can kind of read it actually. Let's see what this one says. Interesting. Alright, well, just outside of Baker City, and it's turned into pretty much desert. Alright, well, this is the Oregon Trail interpretive site, but unfortunately looks like everything's closed because of renovations. But this is the original Oregon Trail right here. Really cool. Alright, made it to Baker City, Oregon. We're gonna stay in this hotel tonight and then continue on up through the rest of Oregon tomorrow, up through some dense forest, and then up into Washington. And then the following day I'll be going through northern Idaho into Montana to Glacier National Park, so stay tuned for those videos.